everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Friday, June 13th, 2025. Welcome back to my show, and I am so happy for the response from my first episode back. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. But enough of that. You're here for game news, and that's what I'm here to do. And don't forget, today's episode is brought to you by the Sentinels at the store. A link to their Steam Curator page is in the description down below, and I promise it's there this time. I'm still working things out. Today's top story hopefully sheds some light on why Dragon Age Veilguard, the most recently released Dragon Age game, did so poorly. This has to do with poor management, if you can even call it that, as the game's scope, direction, tone, and design were constantly changing. At one point, all the way back in October 2017, Veilguard was developed as a live service game. EA saw how bad Anthem did, so they decided to revert away from the live service model to try to avoid the same mistake, but this would be one of the many problems Veilguard would still face. Speaking of Anthem, does anybody remember that? Yeah, me neither. Anyway, where was I? The game started out as a traditional RPG and then shifted to a live service, and then in 2020 they scrapped that idea. But instead of starting over, they just kind of worked with what they had, which is why the game feels the way that it does. When the game was sent to playtesters in 2022, it received very mediocre scores, with a lot of people noticing the overall lack of choice that Dragon Age games had become known for. EA then brought on the Mass Effect team to take on some last-minute changes, but that angered the BioWare devs because a lot of things that Mass Effect were implementing, BioWare was told they didn't have the budget for. Apparently there's a budget when things get desperate. After expecting nearly 3 million sales, Dragon Age Veilguard only brought in about half of that, which is contrary to what some of the EA executives were saying with, quote, "Nerds cave and would always show up for an RPG because it's an RPG." Due to EA's history of shutting down studios, it doesn't look good for BioWare, considering the layoffs that occurred right after the game's launch. The development team is currently working on the next Mass Effect game, so there is a possibility that EA would give them one more chance. Let me know if you think BioWare is going to be the next one on the list of EA's shutdown studios, or what you think of Dragon Age Veilguard in the comments below. Moving on from there, we have a look at a game that recently released called MinesEye, and apparently it's bad. Like, real bad. Like, laughably bad. Currently sitting with a 40% mixed review score, its reception is lukewarm at best and a comedy at worst. From what I gather, the characters in the game don't engage with the world except on a very surface and superficial level. It's as if the game knows it's a video game but doesn't have the overall self-awareness to break the fourth wall and just own it and make it funny. No. Instead, we have poor performance, jank AI, and characters that have little to no feeling about what's going on in the world around them. The final nail in the coffin is this game is linear, meaning replayability is going to be difficult to find. If you're thinking of playing MinesEye, or if you're playing it, let me know down below. Finally today, it's a little bit of a short episode. Steam Next Fest is currently underway, and if you haven't heard of Steam Next Fest, you're missing out. To sum it up, Steam Next Fest takes place 3 times a year, and it's where developers show off their games by uploading a demo which you may enjoy for free. It's great for developers because it gets their game into a ton of people's hands, so they not only get suggestions and feedback, but it gives them a little taste to help facilitate a sale later on. And then it's obviously great for gamers because, hey, more free games. During the last Next Fest, I played the demo for the game Nice Day for Fishing, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's got my recommendation, especially if you like fishing games where everything, including combat, is fishing. And then Warside, a military tactics game, it's basically the same gameplay as Advance Wars, so if you liked Advance Wars, you would like it too. It's got my recommendation as well. This current Next Fest started on June 9th, and it lasts until Monday, June 16th. Available are literally hundreds and hundreds of demos from every game genre you can think of. A few that caught my eye are All Will Fall, a colony building sim where you piece together your structure from floating debris out in the open ocean. Shuffle Farm. This one is not only a card game, but it's a farming sim as well. It's just the right kind of weird combination, and I love the art style. Tattoo Removal Simulator. Yes, you heard me correctly. a game where you're playing a specialist who removes tattoos. Look, this is just the natural progression of these sorts of games. It's best not to fight it and just let it happen. Our final game is Heatwave, a 2D fighting game with pixel graphics, but also visual novel elements? So it's like you fight people, but you get an in-depth reason as to why these two people are duking it out. The great thing about this one is it features a plethora of LGBTQ+ characters, if that's your thing, and of course it's mine. Remember, you have until June 16th to download and play all of the demos that you want for absolutely zero cost. But be warned, after the 16th, the license gets revoked and you will no longer be able to play the demos. So you need to play them before Monday. Let me know if you found any games you like in the comment section down below. It's the end of the show, and that means it's time for upcoming game releases. On June 16th, we have the Gex Trilogy for PC, PS5, Switch, and Xbox. On June 17th, we have FBC Firebreak for PS5, Tron Catalyst for PC, PS5, Switch, and Xbox, Soulstone Survivors for PC, PS5, Switch, and Xbox, Lost in Random, The Eternal Die for PC, PS5, Switch, and Xbox, Date Everything for PC, PS5, Switch, and Xbox, War Torn for PC, Scum for PC, and then Kitty Builder for PC. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you next time. And what do programmers have in common with spies? They both write in code. So just so everyone knows, this was just a trial run. We will be back in like September or August to really restart the show, and I'll be doing 2 a week every week. So I'll see you then. Thank you for all your support. Wonderful show. Bye. I love ya. Mwah.